All right, everybody. It's time for me to finally get some things off my chest. No, no, not these. I like those where they are. Thank you very much. Also, lewd. Welcome back to Ria's streaming vlog, where I talk about my experiences as a streamer and content creator of the last 6.5 years. The things I've learned throughout my life, maybe make you laugh, hopefully make you think, and maybe even offer you some advice for the things you're interested in, be that content creation or other fields entirely. This episode is going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit rawer, and a little bit more emotional than the content that I've been doing up to now, with the exception of my bonus episode. So, I want to provide an appropriate content warning for anybody who might not be in the right mental state of mind. And I completely understand if there are people who might want to skip this episode, because today I need to get some catharsis. I need to say my piece about a meme that seems to be perpetually making the rounds on various platforms. Namely, there's this idea that the easiest way to be successful on Twitch or YouTube or whatever is to be a hot girl wearing skimpy clothing or something similarly demeaning and low key misogynistic comments about how allegedly easy women have it on platforms of content creation. I have what I think to be a pretty unique perspective on the matter. I've alluded to and I've said it before. I'm transgender. I've been streaming on Twitch for over 6 years now, meaning that I've streamed both pre and post transition. And one thing that I was immediately hit with was a huge drop of viewership when I came out. Pretty much overnight, my viewership was cut down by a good two-thirds, and I was losing dozen or so followers every single stream. And this isn't just like, oh, toxic streamer suddenly changes course and takes a full 180 after realizing that she's actually trans. No, I'm not gonna say I was the best ally, and I apologize to other LGBTQ content creators out there. I wasn't the best ally, but I don't believe that I was ever supportive of bigotry, and I condemned it wherever it appeared. And while I don't know that many other streamers who streamed pre and post transition as well, the one secondhand anecdote I do have suggests that unfortunately this turn of events is not particularly exceptional. Even now, over 2 years after coming out and creating a new Twitch account to escape the hateful remarks and comments I was getting, I'm still getting quite a bit fewer viewers today than I was in March 2020. To illustrate, I'll show a good stream by the numbers from pre-transition versus a good stream by the numbers from pretty recently. To be fair, there is some room for bias. The platform continues to grow, become more competitive. Number of streamers grows faster than the number of viewers. Blah 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 blah. It definitely appears, though, all things equal, that it does seem like it's actually more difficult for at least this girl to grow on Twitch than it was when she and her audience all thought that she was just another random guy. But perhaps another data set can shed some additional light on this supposed fact being memed about. I looked at the top streams on the entire platform of Twitch. Overwhelmingly, the top streamers were men, not women. I looked on Silly Gnome, and of the most viewed channels over the past couple of months, 10 of the top 17 were men, while women were only 4 or 5 of the top 200. And for those wondering, oh, how does that add up? There are a lot of brand accounts out there. I didn't count those as part of either category. So, why then does this myth persist if it doesn't seem to be backed up by any real facts or evidence? Well, I think part of it's the availability heuristic. I think that there are some streamers out there who are, how do we say it? Okay, I'll just gonna come out and say it, titty streamers. And I think those tend to generate a lot of controversy and attention, and people know these people or at least know of them, and I think part of it is jealousy. I think there's some low viewer streamers who are like, well, if I just, if I were a girl and I had tits and all, I'd just be like, I'd be blowing up overnight. I mean, yeah, right. And I think some of it's good old fashioned gamer misogyny. It's pretty demeaning to tell successful women content creators that the only reason that you're so successful is because of your physical appearance, particularly when the facts and evidence seem to suggest that that is success is in spite of being a woman rather than because of it. Here's the thing, it's not too often, not every day, but I do get my share of hate from people in the comments on YouTube and in Twitch chat for no other reason than for being transgender. And as I mentioned in a bonus episode a couple weeks back, I got a hate raid 2 weeks ago. Most likely it was because I was trans. Sure, ban, block, report, blah 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 blah. You all know the advice drill by now. You already saw that episode, but doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. At least a little. Read from the future here. I had just mentioned I was talking about. getting transphobic messages on YouTube in the comment section. And after I had started editing that video, that evening, I got my first piece of hateful and transphobic comments on YouTube on my vlog. So, congratulations to myself, I suppose. I'm making a name for myself and proving the point of my video. So, back to you, Pastria. I was in the comment section for another video when somebody asked about advice for handling trolls and other ne'er-do-wells as an LGBTQ streamer. And the channel owner gave some feedback, and then I chimed in with a little more advice of my own because, I felt like I could add some little bit to the conversation, being part of the so-called alphabet mafia. That's a new one. I'll have to use that. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then a few weeks later, another commenter who I presume wasn't part of our organization gave some advice to, and I paraphrase just a little bit, just be a streamer. Don't be a gay streamer or a trans streamer, whatever, which I had to think about for a while because it struck a nerve. It didn't quite make sense why. And then it hit me when I got another troll comment on my stream a couple days later. I wouldn't say that I'm a trans content creator. I am trans. I am a content creator, but I'm a speedrunner, and I suppose now I'm a meta content creation vlogger. But to trolls and bigots, it doesn't really matter what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter who I am as a person. It's just that I was being myself doing a speedrun, and that was enough to spur the hate. Like, certainly, I like to talk about sometimes my experience being trans, just as there are content creators who actually focus on the trans experience. But that's not necessarily the space I want to occupy. But it didn't stop the hate. Apparently, I have a deep voice for a female, and rolling my eyes because that's already strike one if somebody refers to women as females. Ugh. And apparently I looked like Jim Carrey, and to be honest, I looked on Google Image and I didn't really see the resemblance. In any case, to this bigot, I was just a way for them to get a kick and feel momentarily superior because I guess whoever they were was a sad life and they just needed the emotional charge of feeling better than somebody. Whatever, fair enough. Then it hit me. All the advice out there is to be yourself, be the best version of yourself that you can be, and well, that's what I want to try to do. Sadly, though, if you're LGBTQ plus, minority, a woman, you have a disability, whether that's visible or invisible, just being ourselves is opening ourselves up to hate from losers who are so pathetic that the only way they can feel good about themselves is to try to put others down. And yeah, some of those losers are the same people who want to whine about how women have it so easy on the platform despite a lot of evidence to the contrary. So, in conclusion, if you're getting harassed like I sometimes do, remember, you are awesome. And you're way better than they are. Keep being awesome. Until next time, stay hydrated, my friends.